Mimi nataka niseme hivi kuhusu ndugu zetu bishops na Wakenya, Wakristo na Waislamu. Hakuna siku sisi kama viongozi tumayeenda kanisani na tukasema tuko na pesa ya kudonate ama tumayejipeleka kwa harambee. Mimi ni Mkristo, nililelewa kanisani kuanzia Sunday school, na nimejua kuanzia nikiwa mdogo ya kwamba kanisa haina kiti yoyote, haina namna yoyote. Kanisani ni waumini, mimi, wewe na mwingine tunachanga, tunatoa fungu la 10 tujenge kanisa. Lakini nashangaa sasa imefika kiwango tumeanza kugombana na kupigiana kelele mambo ya kanisani. Kwanza nataka niseme hivi. Sisi tunaamini kwa Mwenyezi Mungu. Na tunaamini tutaenda mbinguni siku moja. Na tunaamini ya kwamba tuliambiwa tumeenda kutengenezewa makao. Lakini pia mimi na wewe jua ya kwamba Ukristo ni wewe mwenyewe. So mimi nikiwa mwanasiasa kama kiongozi, wewe ukiwa bishop, ukiwa pastor, ukiwa father, sisi wote ni binadamu. Na wewe uko na makosa kama bishop, hata kwa familia yako, hata kwa kanisa. Mimi niko na makosa kama kiongozi. Kila mtu hapa ako na mambo yenye lazima atakosea mahali. Na ndio mimi nataka niombe siku ya leo ya kwamba mwananchi ule mwenye ana abudu katika kanisa lolote lile ama msikiti lolote lile, ni wao ndio wao wanachanga, na wao ndio wanatuita wanasema tusaidie jamani tuchange kanisani ili tuombe ama tuabudu mahali safi, mahali ya heshima, mahali yenye Mungu pia atafurahi tukiwa tunaabudu mahali safi, mahali kuna heshima. So nataka niombe ndugu zangu bishops, naona mmekasirika na sisi mpaka wanasema mtaka kurudisha pesa yenye tumetoa kanisani. Nataka niwaombe msamaha kwa sababu labda sisi tunawakosea sasa nyingine. Tunaenda direct kanisa pale chini. Na kumbe labda ulikuwa unataka upitiwe ndio tufike pale, ama sielewi ni nini. Kwa sababu wale pastors na fathers wale pale chini na waumini wa kanisa, labda unapata ni watu wanachanga mpaka wengine hata wanatoroka kanisani because wanaambiwa kila wiki changa. So nashangaa sana wewe mwenye huko hapa juu unapinga kazi inafanyika pale chini. So tunaomba msamaha kama tumewakosea, lakini fungu la 10 lazima tutoe, kanisa lazima twende na tutaendelea. Hiyo nataka niombe kabisa bishops, mtusamee kama tumewakosea kwenda pale chini bila nyinyi. Ama kama kuna kitu kingine hapa mtuambie, kwa sababu nyinyi ndio mnafaa kutuelekeza, sio nyinyi kupasua inji. Ama sio nyinyi. Wengine wanasema hata watataka kuitisha maandamano. Sijui hii binguni.
That is Oscar Sudi speaking. Who is Oscar Sudi? As you speak right now, he is the member of parliament for Kapseret. Actually, he has been elected, I think this is the 3rd time being elected as a member of parliament of Kapseret. Oscar Sudi is one of the closest friends of William Ruto. Actually, if you want to talk about deep state in William Ruto's government, then you look at Oscar Sudi. So therefore, whatever Oscar Sudi does or says, you can never write it off. You can't assume at all. The impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua started from Oscar Sudi. He's the first person to warn Rigathi Gachagua. And actually, after his words, there was a progressive plan that was being implemented step by step as far as the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua is concerned. Some of you I know have seen a clip where, even in a public forum, where politicians have just gathered, just politicians alone, and we realize that you can't just approach the president, but Oscar Sudi has the powers, or maybe is the prefect around William Ruto, that if you want to share something to William Ruto, then you must get permission from Oscar Sudi. I saw him actually, a member of parliament, instructing a governor, we can now move close and talk to the president. That's a public forum. Actually, I think it was in State House or something, where politicians should just be free to interact with the president because they are all politicians. But Oscar Sudi was the one instructing on what to do and how it is supposed to be done. Now, I've given you a brief history on who is Oscar Sudi. Therefore, whatever Oscar Sudi says, whatever Oscar Sudi does, whatever Oscar Sudi wants or dictates, or whatever he says at any point, in any time, it must be taken very serious because that is President William Ruto speaking. That is President William Ruto speaking. Now, let me tell you this. Oscar Sudi recently, as you've just heard, made a statement in a way like to speak to these politicians, to these church leaders who are maybe criticizing the government or returning the money that the government had already taken to them. In short, Oscar Sudi does not see any problem whatsoever from what the politicians have been doing in the church, and he does not see the sense of what the church leaders are doing as far as returning the money and instructing politicians on what to do here and there. He feels like the government is okay, Kenyans are okay. It's only that church leaders are also becoming selfish. In his speech, when I listened to Oscar Sudi, then I told myself that if this is the person that William Ruto listens to, or if this is the person that William Ruto uses, then probably in this country we are not in the right hands. That is something that we have to agree, that we are not in the right hands completely. Now, leave alone just being in the right hands. We are completely finished. As someone once said, there's being finished, there's being completely finished. Now I'm talking about being completely finished. Because when you see Oscar Sudi speaks from a point of ignorance, why he does not see the sense of anything that goes against the government, and then that is the voice of William Ruto. Now you ask yourself that where are we heading as a country? Now, what I picked from Oscar Sudi's speech is this. The church leaders have become selfish. The church leaders have become greedy. And the church leaders, particularly those at the top, from the level of bishops, are feeling bad. Fathers and these other people below are being given money by politicians on various projects. So they feel like that money that goes to every part of the church in this country should pass through the bishop or some other person. So Oscar Sudi was feeling like it was just greed that's making these church leaders speak. Oscar Sudi felt like it is that they are supporting those at the local, down there in the ladder when it comes to the hierarchy of leadership in the church. So those at the top are feeling like, we should be the ones to dictate how money goes or it travels to these people down there at the ladder. He did not see the sense of what Kenya is talking about. The church simply came on board to say, wait, this money you're giving us now, where do you get it from while everyone in the country is complaining, when the coffers are empty? I'm not trying to dismiss that church leaders cannot be selfish. Church leaders cannot be greedy. It is true because we've seen it before, particularly in 2022 election, where church leaders openly, even some church leaders have admitted that once they are performed from church or maybe a function, they are going somewhere for brown bahasha for fare. They call it mafuta ya gari. And we all know what that means. So therefore, we cannot completely rule it out that these church leaders cannot be selfish. But for now, as Kenyans, we've seen at least the church is now taking the right position as far as the country's governance is concerned. They are now come out to question the leadership that the government is showing, that William Ruto is portraying to us. They are now questioning the integrity of the leaders. They're asking you, before you bring us money, where did you get this money from? So therefore, when they are doing this kind of a thing, then Oscar Sudi knows very well it's a positive thing. Then he comes out to speak the way he did. I feel like William Ruto completely is not taking this country to the right direction, because if Oscar Sudi dictates what's happening, then where are we heading as a country? Now, it is not just Oscar Sudi who has been speaking. I always believed that Gladys Boshole was a very intelligent woman. And in this country particularly, there was an issue she's going to have the first governor. If she's not going to be the one, then she's going to have a great influence on who is going to be elected on gubernatorial seat. Gladys Boshole, we expected, being a learned, a lawyer, someone who's worked in one of the highest ranks offices in this country, at least could have reacted differently, not attacking church leaders directly. It cannot be like when they want church leaders to support them, They wake up very early in the morning, worship them, praise them, go to the church, tell the church to pray for them. But when the church questions the excuses, you told us about this when it comes to your governance, what is happening? Now you come out and start attacking them and lecturing them like children. Some of these being at the level of the bishops. Even if a church is just a leader is just a pastor or even a deaconess, and this person has questioned some of the things that your government is doing, it is their right to question, and that every person who is in government should take it positive. After all, church leaders are people with order. We saw when they were making the press conference, they called each other, they came to a press conference and said it in public. They have not called for demonstrations. They have not abused anybody. They have not engaged in any form of boycott. Instead, they just had a press conference. As a smart politicians, just to do as you've been doing, call them, have a meeting. Let us see these issues that they raised. They're being addressed step by step. But now when we get a leader allowing a young person like Oscar Sudi, a junior person like Oscar Sudi, to come out and attack these church leaders from a very ignorant perspective, then we all question the integrity of this government itself. I don't know what's your take. Let me see in the comment section what you think about the church leaders. But please also, before you quit, make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. My name is Abel Mukwa. Please keep following for the videos that we do here, right here at Mukwa Times. See you next time for more videos. Please, for those who've been asking my number is now here. Please, you can always talk to me. And for those who want to support, I want to thank you so much. For those actually who have already begun, always my number is there. You can always share. See you next time for more videos.